Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Today we are going to see about metals and non-metals. In grade 9, you have already learnt about the various elements present in a periodic table. And in that we have already learned about that elements can be classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Chemically, metals are the elements which lose electron and acquire positive charge, whereas the elements that gain electrons and acquire negative charge, they are termed as non-metals. Now, today we are going to focus on their physical properties and we will be classifying the different elements as metals and non-metals. Now, what are physical properties? The properties that are observed and measured are termed as physical properties. So there are different physical properties like state, conductivity, hardness, luster, sonority, malleability, ductility, melting point or boiling point, allotropy and tensile strength. So one by one we are going to see the physical properties of different elements and will classify as metals and non-metals. So when we talk about the state of existence, metals are solid in nature, whereas there is an exception of mercury, which exists as liquid at room temperature. Luster, when we cut the metals, all metals have shiny surface. So we can say metals have a shiny surface when it's freshly cut. What can we say about the conductivity? Conductivity means the one which allows the electric current to pass through it. Now in this given examples you can see silver and copper, they are the most conductive elements. And in this you can see which elements are acting as an conductor. So if an element is acting as an conductor, then the bulb will glow. And if it is a non-conductor, the bulb will not glow. So all metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. All metals are usually hard, but there are some metals which are soft. They are sodium and potassium. Now sonority. What is sonority? When we struck something and it produces a ringing sound, that property is known as sonority. So we can say the metals that produce a sound on striking a hard surface are said to be sonorous. For example, the strings of guitar, electric bell and normal bell. Now this is very important property termed as malleability and ductility. Now how these are different from each other. So let us know that the ability of metals to be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. Whereas if the metal is hammered and beaten into thin sheets, they are known as malleable. Hence the property is called malleability. Now gold and silver, they are highly malleable and ductile because they can be easily converted into sheets and wires. Copper is used for our a good conductor of electricity. So metals are malleable and ductile. Gold and silver is the most ductile and malleable metal, as we can say the malleable sheets and ductile wires. Melting and boiling point. Now melting and boiling point, we can check that whether the melting and boiling point of a metal is higher or lower by describing an activity. So we can do one activity that by taking a aluminium or copper wire. Now if we clamp this wire on a stand and fix a pin to the free end of the wire using wax. After heating the wire with a spirit lamp or candle, or you can use burner as well. So, what will you observe? We will observe that as the metal wire is heated, slowly the heat passes at the free end of the metal wire where the pin is fixed, and then the wax melts slowly and the pin drops down. So through this activity we can say that the metals are good conductor of heat, and again it proves that they have the high melting point. So metals have high melting and boiling point. But again the exceptional cases are there. Metals like gallium and cesium, they have very low melting and boiling points. They can even melt if we take it in our palm. So with the respect to the body temperature, the metal starts melting. Allotropy, this is very important. Now before we go to the allotropy of metals, let us simply understand what are allotropes. Allotropes means they either exist in two or more different forms in the same physical state. They differ in the physical properties and they may also differ in chemical activity. More or less we can say the elements, the same constituent of elements can have the different structures with different types of attraction. For example, we can take the allotropes of carbon such as diamond and graphite. We all know that diamond is the hardest substance whereas graphite is very soft. And diamond is an insulator whereas graphite is an conductor. So diamond, graphite and fullerenes are the allotropes of the element carbon. So what is allotropy? Allotropy means the same constituent elements having different structures which differ in the physical properties. But metal do not exist in allotropic forms. We do have the different allotropic forms of non-metals such as carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, but metals do not have the allotropic forms. Tensile strength. What is tensile strength? Tensile strength is a measurement of the force required to pull something such as rope, wire or a structural beam to the point where it breaks. The tensile strength of a material is the maximum amount of tensile stress that it can make before failure, for example, breaking. Now, you can see here that steel has the maximum tensile strength and therefore it is used for different constructions purpose such as buildings or different properties. Now let us quickly differentiate between the physical properties between metals and non-metals. We have seen that metals are lustrous, they are good conductors of heat and electricity, they have high melting or boiling point. They are highly malleable and ductile. usually solid at room temperature. They are sonorous, opaque as a thin sheet. Whereas non-metals, so we have different examples of non-metals exist in nature such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Now sulfur, by taking this example you can check that non-metals can either exist as solid, liquid or gases at room temperature. They do not have any shine. They are dull. They are poor conductors of electricity. We have already seen this in conductivity of metals. We have checked and performed the experiment and seen that when wood is kept between the wires, the bulb is not glowing. So, non-metals are poor conductors. They are non-ductile. They are brittle. They are transparent as a thin sheet and they are not sonorous. You can check if you hammer a wood, they wouldn't produce any ringing sound, whereas the wood will break. Here we are going to learn about exceptions of non-metals. As we have seen about metals that there are some exceptional cases, similarly here as well we have few exceptional cases of non-metals, such as all non-metals are non-lustrous, but iodine is a non-metal whose crystals have luster. All non-metals are brittle, but diamond, allotropic form of carbon, is the hardest natural substance. And all non-metals are insulators, but graphite, again the allotrope of carbon, which is the good conductor of electricity. Now this good conductor of electricity we have already seen in the while doing the conductivity experiments for metals or the materials which are acting as in good conductors or insulators of electricity. There we have seen when wood is kept between the conducting wires, the bulb did not glow. Whereas the other materials such as steel, copper, they help to glow the bulb. So, graphite is a non-metal which is the good conductor of electricity. So, in this chapter we have learned about what are metals, that is the elements which can lose electron and acquire positive charge. They are chemically termed as metals, whereas the elements which gain electrons and acquire negative charge, they are called non-metals with respect to their chemical behavior. And the physical behavior means the observed or measurable quantities or qualities. So we have seen here the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Have a good day. Hope you have enjoyed your learning. Thank you.